courtesy of Marvel Legends, we're kicking off a new Build-A-Figure wave. And to start us up, we're going to be checking out Wolverine before he became Wolverine. We're talking about Logan from World War II. Let's get it. What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again, and we have a treat of sorts. That being, we have a wave, but not just any kind of wave. We've been having waves lately that have been from retro carded figures, 6-figure waves. Of course, no Build-A-Figure involved. This go round, we have a Build-A-Figure involved, and that would be the Executioner. A lot of you know him as Scourge. Especially if you looked at Thor Ragnarok. You got it from there. But he was called the Executioner well before he was known as Scourge in the comics. And Scourge is one of the oldest Marvel characters. But I'm getting ahead of myself because we'll come to that when we finally get him built. Right now we're going to talk about another older character, both in time spent in Marvel and in actual Marvel history. We're talking about James Howlett, aka Logan, back in World War II when he served. He was part of Canada's armed forces, but he used to more or less loan himself out to the United States, and we've got him right here. So you see that the what's going on in that packaging. We've got the Marvel logo up top. We've got some artwork of Logan there, and just so you know, those aren't claws that are coming out of his body. This was way before he even knew he had claws there. And then of course you've got the little thumbnail at the bottom, and here we have on the rear with a larger version of that thumbnail, and we have a bio. Long before Wolverine joined the X-Men, Logan served in World War II, teaming with allies Captain America, Bucky, and Nick Fury in the battle against the Axis powers. There it is. And right there on the bottom there, we have, let me get it closer up so you can see. On the left down there, we have the Build-A-Figure itself, the Executioner, and then we have all of the figures that comes in this wave, 6 which are required to build Scourge. And Wolverine is not one of those 6, which is primarily the reason that I'm kicking off this series of figures with him. We've got a better look at the accessories as well as the figure itself. Now that it's out of packaging, we see it in the clamshell. And as I stated previously, you see these hands right here. We'll get a closer look at them in a bit. But they are not claws that come out of Logan's, the top of Logan's hands. They're actual accoutrements, if you will. They're weapons that he uses. You see, we've got another fist there. It always amazes me when we get an odd number of hands. That's just amazing. What do you guys think? Let me know that down below. We've got another head sculpt, and that one looks pretty interesting as far as the locks are concerned. We've got he's got his weapon there, and a knife, and he's got his pouch going on over there. So we will take a look at the accessories a little bit closer, especially those other hands that have the claws. Now that we've got Logan out of packaging, we'll take a closer look at him. But before we do that, we will take a look at those accessories, a closer look. And before we do that, if you haven't already, like the video. And if you have not joined already, please subscribe. We would love to have you. First up, we have that Satchel, molded in like an olive green, drab green. It does have some paint on the buckle there, like a black paint, so pretty cool that we got a dab of paint there, and we also have some paint here on the strap buckle too, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, what you see is definitely what you get Logan comes with a knife, and it's molded in a silver that I've seen worse silver molds. This is not bad, and you know it's molded in silver because the end is also silver, whereas the hilt is painted in a like a caramel brown. We've got the serrations, and it we do have a spot to put it in on Logan's leg. Here's Logan's weapon. Any other soldier, I would say this would be his primary weapon, but we're talking about Logan. We know that's not his primary weapon. In fact, it's funny that we got this because in all of the depictions of him during World War II, I don't know if I've ever seen him fire a weapon. I'm trying to think if I've even seen him wield one, because I've always seen him with he'd either use knives or he'd use those claws that he'd have to slide on his hands. But here we have his weapon. It's molded in like a charcoal gray, and we've got the you see we've got those caramel brown highlights there. So pretty decent looking weapon. And these I would consider his primary weapons. They are, as I stated, they're not coming out of his hands. They are accessories, literally. So, you know, add-ons for him. These wraps that he has, that's where they are affixed to, and he slides them on his hands. And kind of funny that he had these, and they were the precursor to him learning that he actually had claws. He didn't even know he had claws when he gained claws, because he didn't know that they were really bone. He used to believe that they were made of pure adamantium, and it took Magneto ripping his metal out of his body before it was revealed that he actually had bone claws. Here's the most curious accessory: a lone fist. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it's a money thing. Believe it or not, just because this is a small piece of plastic, Hasbro definitely counts their pennies. So we only get one fist. Finally, we get an additional head sculpt. And yeah, it looks like a younger Logan when you take a look at it. Neutral head sculpt. You know, our face, I should say, expression. Definitely looks good. The technology is added again with doing right by the portraits we get, and then he's got the black hair, and you see the pork chops there, and his hair is a bit longer than what we normally are used to seeing. So I guess this is Hasbro's way of trying to demonstrate that this is indeed a somewhat younger Logan. Here we have Logan himself. Up close so we can see it. First thing I want you guys to know that this helmet is not removable. It is not an accessory. It's actually part of his head. It's sculpted on, I should say, or sculpted as a part. You know what I'm saying? It's probably the way when I'm looking up in it, you see it there. It's a separate piece, but it's glued in. So if you want to try to remove it, you can be my guest. Hasbro made sure that they have the mutton chops coming out of both sides. Move that strap out the way, you could see that there. He's got the angry visage going on. Very nice face print right there. Once again, the technology is on point. Then we look at the rest. He's got the tactical green going on, like an olive green for his blouse. And then the trousers are darker. We've got no detail in terms of paint on the pouches. Then we have his boots. His boots are like the same color. The tops of those boots are the same color as his blouse. And then when you see the toes and the heels, they are brown. The sheath for the knife is that like a caramel brown color. And his harness has got no, the actual belt itself here has no paint on the pouches or anything. We do get black for the buckles, so at least we got that. And on his left arm, we have insignia there. So that's pretty cool there. Nothing going on in the back with the harness crosses And once again, the pouches, especially being in the back, you know they're not getting any paint. So it is what it is. As far as his articulation is concerned, his head is on a dumbbell. So he can only look up that far because that helmet is impeding. He can look down that far. Actually, only really that far. He went further down because his neck is also on a ball joint and it's articulated so it assists. So you can at least look down that far because of the neck articulation. Once again, you're not going to get anything looking up because that helmet is in the way. You get some tilt, pivot. Of course, you could 360 it. As far as his arms, his shoulders, you can get the T-pose this way. Pretty cool. He can rotate 360. He does not have butterfly joints, so his ability to draw back is limited to just that, which also means his crossing over, you get 0. That's it right there. He's got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He has, his hands can swivel at the wrists, and he's got horizontal hinges. On the right one, because it's a trigger finger hand, the hinge is vertical, which is definitely good for when you're either firing, wielding a weapon, a projectile weapon, or a sword, or a knife, or a blade. I should have just said a bladed weapon. He's got an ab crunch. He can go forward that far. You will start bending this trifecta of pouches on his left side, so keep that in mind. He can go back that far, and he's got a waist swivel, which is right underneath that belt, and he can do the splits this far. The blouse is not impeding. He can kick that far. The blouse is impeding a bit, but not much. You still get decent amount of kick going forward, and you get more than decent amount of kick, rear kick. You've got the thigh cut, double jointed knees. Mine's are tight, but they still work, as you can see. And we actually get swiveling boots. Keep in mind, the left boot is going to be impeded a little bit because of the knife sheath down there, but we do get swiveling boots. He can point the toe forward that far, up that far. He's got ankle pivot. You see those holes at the bottom of his feet. So that is the articulation scheme for our buddy Logan, World War II Logan, who we commonly know as Wolverine. And here's what that other head sculpt looks affixed to the body. It's just strange, Wolverine, they really don't have to show true age. I mean, they have him as a youngster when you're looking at this portrait, but Wolvie is nearly 200 years old. Chances are the way we see him today is how he looked back then, with that the old adage, you haven't aged a day. But hey, it's still all good. I like this portrait. Here's the only other World War II version of a character that I have in my collection, that being Captain America. And you see, he's rocking the original shield there. He's got the helmet, and here's the same poses, a little closer up, but with a background. It really changes the whole aesthetic, doesn't it? So here we have it, another Logan, another Wolverine, if you want to call him that. But I think this is a good thing. My previous review was of Frank Castle, the Punisher, and of Nick Fury, both of whom served in the military. Frank was a Marine. So, this could be the start of we getting some the armed forces based characters. You've got War Machine, James Rhodes. He's in the military. So you never know. Anyhow, wishful thinking. What we do have here, though, is World War II Logan, and I think it's a pretty good figure. I love the design. It's pretty cool. It's a niche. You don't have to get it if you don't want it, which is great that it doesn't come with the Build-A-Figure piece. So you can be without it. You don't need it to complete the Executioner. However, if you're a neurotic completionist like me, or just a Wolverine lover in general, a fan in general, this will be great to add to your shelf because let's face it, Logan comes in many flavors. So that's what I think. What do you guys think about this particular figure? Let me know in the comment section below. And while you're at there, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do. If you haven't subscribed, join the fam. We would love to have you. Hit the notification bell so you will know when I upload another video, and I'll be uploading another one soon because we have got 6 more in this wave. And then of course the Feast Day Resistance, Scourge the Executioner will be bringing up the rear. So until that time, until next time, you guys take care. Thanks for rocking with me. Peace.